Alright, so the fall 2024 Apple keynote just wrapped up, and one of the new things that was announced was the new Apple Watch Ultra 2 in this new satin black finish. Now, even though we didn't get an Ultra 3 this year, we did get this, and I wanted to do this follow-up video to kind of go over more of the finer details of this finish because it is pretty stunning to see in person. Plus, I actually have a little bit of extra time before I have to go to the airport, and I discovered that I have like all this footage just kind of sitting on my hard drive that I didn't actually share in my original video that I just published yesterday. Alright, so for the satin black finish itself, so this isn't paint, so this is a diamond-like carbon coating, so this is where they're actually blasting particles onto the titanium, which creates this look. And as the name implies, it has diamond-like characteristics like being extremely scratch resistant as well as being extremely hard, and it's actually supposedly even harder and more scratch resistant than the natural titanium option. And for the color itself, so it's definitely not full-on like midnight black. It's more of this like extremely dark gray, and it does have a matte finish, so it's definitely not really shiny at all. And it's almost actually a little bit green at some angles, and I only noticed this when they had a green alpine loop paired with it at the event. And this dark satin finish, it basically goes on all sides of the case, but the action button still is orange, and then there also is an orange ring around the dial, but the dial itself is black. But it's not necessarily the case that's just dark too. They actually brought that whole dark theme to the back with this dark zirconia back crystal, so everything really matches. Like even the screws are black. And then to extend that theme even more, so they have this new dark Milanese titanium band. And I'm not necessarily a fan of like fancier bands, but this thing was pretty awesome. And this is titanium as well to match the Ultra 2, and they basically like kind of flattened it and crafted it into this see-through band. And due to how thin it is as well as it being see-through, it's actually surprisingly light to wear. And then even the hardware to attach it to the watch itself as well as the clasp are all this like matching titanium. The clasp is this parachute style inspired clasp where they have two buckles on each side to release it. And this buckle apparently is extremely secure, like secure enough for water sports, but I don't know, it's kind of an expensive band, so I'm not necessarily sure I would wear it in the water, but it is corrosion resistant, so you shouldn't have to worry about it in that respect. But even though they introduced this new dark Milanese titanium band to match the new dark satin finish Ultra 2, they also do have a natural titanium version for the original Ultra 2. The other bands also do have some color matching options too, where they actually have the hardware that matches the case. So this new black satin Ultra 2 color option, it is pretty stunning to see in person, and it is really nice that we actually have that option now. But now let's talk about why we didn't see an Ultra 3. We've seen in the last couple of years with all sorts of technology that we're not necessarily getting huge leaps every single year with every yearly release cycle. It's more like every other year, every third year. And that's where I think that this year was really putting more focus on this Series 10 with the new case sizes, the larger display, the thinner case, as well as some of the snorkeling features. So as much as I would have loved to see an Ultra 3, I am really stoked to at least see this new satin black Ultra 2 color. And Apple, of course, would probably like you to buy a new product, but you don't necessarily have to this year unless you really want that new dark satin finish. But on the flip side, maybe they don't actually want you to have to go buy a new watch every single year because Apple does have a really good history of supporting old watches with new software updates. Anyhow, that's just a quick little follow-up video I wanted to do on the Ultra 2, as well as just kind of talk about the Ultra 3 a little bit. But be on the lookout for my full in-depth reviews of the new Series 10 as well as the Ultra 2 satin black to see if that finish actually holds up. And those videos will be coming soon. But if you did like the video, do me a favor, just quickly hit that like button down below. And in the meantime, go have fun out there, and we'll see you in the next video.